Thank you, sir. Thank you, Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. I'd like to put on record my great honor and satisfaction in participating in this committee meeting. And every meeting that I missed, I felt sad that I'm not able to contribute to those particular acts or subjects that were being debated. I'd also like to appreciate our chairman, Tejasvi Suryaji, for his leadership in the committee and the opportunity given not just to members of the ruling disposition, but all members, including the opposition, who participated very actively in the Jan Vishwas 2 bill. Sir, I want to give you one anecdote before I get into the details of the bill. In one of the committee meetings, one of the people who came to come and present to us, two of the members, Mr. Gautam and Mr. Rishi, had written a book called Jailed for Doing Business. And they had identified that in the center and in the state, there are about 26,000 provisions that attract criminal action, of which around 6,000 belong to the center and about 20,000 belong to the state. One would expect that if such a book would come, either the government would ignore or the government would not act as per the opposition. But it is this government that called Mr. Rishi and Mr. Gautam not more than a few weeks after this book was published to come and speak to them and give them the details of what they mean. And they were then taken on as experts to work with the committee that the government had set up under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. Rajiv Gauba ji, who was the former CABSEC. In his leadership, focusing on ease of living, ease of doing business, they had started identifying what should we decriminalize, what should we deregulate, how do we improve the ease of doing business. And as Tejasvi ji said, I think a testament to that is India's ease of doing business improving from the ranking improving from 142 globally in 2014 to 63 in 2020. And this Jan Vishwas bill is not the first, sir. Many of the parliament members here in the previous Lok Sabha are aware that Jan Vishwas Act of 2023 had already done this work. About nearly 200 provisions were decriminalized at that point. Even this committee, sir, when we began, we had only 17 acts and about 300 provisions that were going to be decriminalized, deregulated. But during the course of the committee, I think the enthusiasm of the members and the participation and also the proactiveness of the Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal ji and the officers of the ministry, they had increased the scope from 17 to 79 acts and almost 800 provisions. I think all of the members in the committee welcomed it with open hands, because if we're doing something that is going to benefit the nation, benefit citizens, benefit small businesses,
not all the members. Sri Bharath ji, not all the members.
Sir?
All the members have not supported it.
All the members of the committee, sir. Oh, okay, okay. I understand, sir. All the members had participated fully.
Yes, correct. You are correct.
So, and similarly, sir, I think building on this inspiration in our state, Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu ji also has now changed our slogan not just from ease of doing business to speed of doing business. What we can do in 2 years, how can we do it in 3 months, in 6 months? And I think it is this kind of actions that are bringing one of India's largest FDIs, actually the largest FDIs in Indian history, to Visakhapatnam, my constituency, sir, Google's largest data center investment, and many more investments, which I will not be talking about today. So these 6,000 offences spread across 420 central laws. Today, Jan Vishwas 2 is decriminalizing, as I said, about 800. But this is a continuous journey, and we will keep getting more and more deeper into this. And there are some things which are very disproportional. So I'll give an example. If you conceal the birth of a child, you're punished with 2 years of imprisonment. That is an offense. But while you're counterfeiting a property mark, the offense is the same. So these are these technical inconsistencies where there is disproportionate punishment proposed for things which don't make sense. So I want to give an example of what incentives, perverse incentives have on society. I had been reading about this. In London, in the UK, they had, I think, a rat problem at some point, and they said, how do we stop this problem? They said, we'll give a penny for every dead rat that you bring to us. This should have led to rats going down in the city, but actually the number of rats in the city went up. What happened is people started rat farms and they started breeding rats so that they can make money on bringing dead rats. So these kinds of incentives that are, or disincentives that are being created by these laws have to be looked at and have to be changed. Today, our judiciary is bearing the burden of this, sir. There are 5.49 crore pending criminal cases in this country, and a significant number of these are not necessarily serious crimes. But these minor procedure violations are preventing those who truly deserve justice to not get it and get delayed. So I think it's very welcome, sir. We're very happy that this kind of work is happening and litigation is being reduced, cost is being reduced on society. And I want to ensure that I mention it here, especially to the opposition who have raised some concerns. Just because we are decriminalized something does not mean that we are letting people go. When a fine is being changed to penalty, the fine may have been 500 rupees. Today the penalty is becoming 5,000 rupees. Only the process of it going through the judiciary is being changed. The ministry, through the appropriate offices and appropriate adjudicatory mechanism, is able to identify the wrongdoers and give a penalty which is much swifter. And the fear of criminal action, fear of jail is being removed. But let me also say that if there's any provision that has been proposed to be decriminalized, members of the committee felt that it should not be decriminalized. All of us have stood our ground and ensured that those provisions continue to attract criminal provisions. And where we felt the penalty amounts are disproportionate to the mistake or the crime that is happening, we said that the penalty amounts have to be proportionately increased. I'm thankful that many of the ministries have come back and have changed the value. I want to thank all of the members of the opposition who participated in the committee, vibrantly gave their feedback based on their sectoral experience, based on their regional experiences, and it was very welcome. I think some of the things have also been subsumed into the BNS Act. So it was a moot point. They didn't need to be there in the specific acts because BNS was covering many of these things. So these kinds of efficiencies are very welcome, sir. I'll give another example, sir. Like, for example, in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act, even a small mistake like a packaging error could lead to jail for up to 1 year. That has been replaced by a large monetary penalty. We understand when a large company does this knowingly, but when a small MSME does this unknowingly or due to some employee's error, they should not be penalized disproportionately for such actions. Similarly, in the Motor Vehicles Act or in the Food Safety and Standards Act, many of which impact most of our 140 crore people, we were able to do some major changes, sir, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction that we've been able to do this. So I'll just end with two suggestions, sir. One is, sir, in the various acts, there are different kinds of penalties, but if you look at countries like United Kingdom, Australia, what they have done is they have a standardized scale system or graded up penalties, which will make it easy for us, where we have to just say that this is a grade 1 penalty or a grade 2 penalty, becoming very easy for us to implement. And the next, sir, as this Jan Vishwas 2 is now present in the bill, what I recommend is, or I request, that this be a constant body of the parliament, which is constantly looking at decriminalizing, deregulating, and not just ending with one committee, because if you see, sir, we have not just decriminalized or deregulated acts from 100 years ago, we've also done acts that were 5 years old or 7 years old, which means this government is thinking constantly, the act that we've introduced, the provision that we've introduced, is it having the intended outcome or not? If not, then let us look at revising it. Even if it is a bill that we have passed, we should have the vision to improve it and correct it. And lastly, sir, in Andhra Pradesh now, we said it is not the next step. What suggestions to the government, sir, is in the process of digitization over the last 2 decades, what we have done is, if it is an 11-step process in paper, we've made it an 11-step process in the digital thing. But why should it be 11 steps? Why can't it be done in 2 steps? Why can't it be done in 3 steps? Governments, departments need to think about redesigning, rethinking steps, reducing ambiguity, reducing opportunity for rent seeking. I think this will make things so much more easy for doing business and for living in India.
Thank you
I
very
want
much.
to end, sir, by thanking all of the officers, civic society who's come forward with suggestions, fellow MPs in the committee, our chairman Tejasvi Suryaji, our Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal ji, and the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, without whom I think all of this would not have been possible the way it has happened. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much.